औज़ुबिल्लाहिमिनश्शैतानिर्रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। डॉक्टर मोहम्मद नायाब रज़ा बुखारी और आज हम फिजियोलॉजी एनाटमी एलिमिनेटरी एनाटमी एंड दी माइक्रो टेक्निक्स के अंदर सेल पढ़ेंगे। सबसे पहले हम डिफाइन करते हैं कि सेल होता क्या है। सेल इज़ द स्टडी ऑफ द ह्यूमन सेल फंक्शन एंड ऑर्गेनेलिज। Cell is the basically basic structure function unit of the human body. Organelle, the study of the human cell and the function of the organelle, nucleus, DNA helix, DNA, RNA, genetic code, chromosomes. Cell definition पढ़ेंगे, what is cell, discovery, characteristics of type of cell, cell structure, cell theory and the function of the cell. सबसे पहले हम स्ट्रक्चर देख लेते हैं कि सेल का स्ट्रक्चर क्या है। तो हम इस डायग्राम से हेल्प ले लेते हैं कि व्हाट इज द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द सेल। अच्छा, दिस इज कॉल्ड द न्यूक्लियस। इसको हम न्यूक्लियस का नाम लेते हैं। दिस इज कॉल्ड द एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम। दिस इज कॉल्ड द साइटोप्लाज्म। दिस इज कॉल्ड द सेल मेम्ब्रेन। This is DNA. This is lysosome. This is ribosome. This is mitochondria. This is Golgi apparatus. Cell definition. A cell is defined as the smallest basic structures and the functional unit of life. It's responsible for all life process. Cell जो है ना वो all life process के लिए जो है वो important है, वो बनाया जाता है, माना जाता है। Cell are the structural, functional, and biological unit of living being. A cell can be replicate itself independently. Hence, they are known as the building blocker of the life. Each cell contains a fluid called the cytoplasm, which includes a membrane. Also, the present in the cytoplasm are the several micromolecules like the protein, nucleic acids, lipids. Moreover, cellular structure, cells, and the organelles are supposed to be in the सस्पेंडेड इनटू द साइटोप्लाज्म। बहुत से सेल के स्ट्रक्चर, सेल्स के ऑर्गेनेलिज जो कि सेल के अंदर ट्रैवल कर रही होती हैं, सस्पेंड कर रही होती हैं, वो साइटोप्लाज्म के अंदर घूम रही होती हैं, वो मतलब इनक्लोज्ड होती हैं साइटोप्लाज्म के अंदर। What is the cell? Cell is the structure and the fundamental unit of the life. The study of the cell from the basic structure to function of every cell organelle is called the cell biology. Robert Hooke was the first biologist who discovered the cell. All the organisms are made up of the cell. They may be made up of the single cell, unicellular, or maybe multicellular. Mycoplasm are the smallest known as cell. अच्छा जी, बिल्डिंग ब्लॉक्स होते हैं लिविंग थिंग के लिए जो प्रोवाइड करते हैं स्ट्रक्चर्स को, फूड और एनर्जी को प्रोवाइड करते हैं। सेल्स आर द कॉम्प्लेक्स, देयर component perform various function and organism. They are the different shapes and the size, pretty much like the bricks of the building. Our body is made up of the cell, different shapes and the size. Cell are the lowest level of organization is every life form from the organism to organism. The count of the cell may vary. Human have the number of the cell compared to the that of the bacteria. Cell comprise several cell organelles that perform specialized function to carry out the life process. Every organelle has the specific structure. The hereditary materials of the organism is also present in the cell. अच्छा, तमाम जितनी भी ऑर्गेनेलिज हैं उनके डिफरेंट मटेरियल्स होते हैं, हेरिडिटरी मटेरियल्स होते हैं जो कि सेल के अंदर प्रेजेंट होते हैं। डिस्कवरी ऑफ द सेल। Discovery of the cell, one of the remarkable advancement in the field of the science. It helped for us to know that the organism are made of the cell. These cells help to carry out various life process. The structure and the function of the cell help us to understand life in the better way. अच्छा जी, who discovered cell? Hooks, Robert Hooke discovered the cell 1665. Robert Hooke observed a piece of a bottle cork under a compound microscope and he noticed the minuscule structure that reminded him of the small rooms. Constantly, he named these rooms as cell. However, his compound microscope had limited magnification and hence he could not see any detail the structure. Owning his limitation, Hooke concluded that these were non-living entities. Later, Altenburn, Lenvig observed cell under the another compound microscope with the movement with higher magnification. This time had noticed that the cell exhibit from a movement. As a result, Lienfeld concluded that these microscopic entities are alive. After a host of the observation, these entities were named as the animalcules. इसके बाद ही 1883 रॉबर्ट ब्राउन एंड द Scottish botanist provided the very first insight into the cell structure. He was able to describe the nucleus present on the cell और उन्होंने एक्सप्लेन किया कि आपका जो न्यूक्लियस है वो इसमें प्रेजेंट करता है सेल के अंदर characteristics of the cell. Following various essential characteristics of the cell can provide the support of the body of the organism. The cell interior is organized to different individuals. Nucleus, इसके अलावा every cell has one nucleus membrane bounded. Mitochondria is a double membrane bounded. Lysosome digests unwanted materials of the cell, and a plasma reticulum plays significant role in the cell organism. सो आज तक हमारे इतना ही काफ़ी है व्हाट इज़ द न्यूक्लियस अबाउट न्यूक्लियस हम इंशाल्लाह आगे मज़ीद अगले लेक्चर में डिस्कस करेंगे अभी तक हमारे इतना ही काफ़ी है जी अल्लाह हाफिज़